Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Northstar. Hope you're well, taking care of each other and being kind to yourselves. For those... oh no. Murloc Paladin. Those who haven't before, check out my channel page. You can find all my previous videos. We're in its most newest. I got a previous series of Hearthstone, 210 videos, and this second one I'm running in parallel. I'm exhausted. I have long COVID and I can barely function.
Let me think.
Right now, pushing myself to that point, I will. So there are some ways, but desperate to produce. Desperate to produce enough content. In order to survive, I can manage to get my channel big and monetize, which I'll need a viral video or something, but if I've already have more subscribers, I'm pretty sure a viral video will get even more views, and I don't know, I could be wrong. So curious if I made a split case in bad faith. It's obvious when I can average, my long-term average is like so less than 3 hours of streaming a day when I treat it like a full-time job. Like that's the most I can manage when I do something from home. And as you can hear, I'm doing now. I'm very often barely functioning, not well enough to do it. I can program from home because it makes so many mistakes with the long COVID. In fact, that was not good when I was healthy, but I did some for bioinformatics lab. I'm a biologist. I absolutely can't do anything in my field. Can't do anything physical. So my prior work isn't EMT either. Anyways.
Reporting for duty.
Presumably, he's going to apply lots of low-cost Murlocs, which both are a threat to my health and synergize with this nonsense. Dive the Glock of Deaths. I don't think there's much I can do about it, honestly. Except to pressure his face, and I'll probably trade the one for this, but the longer this goes on, the worse this is going to go against me. So base damage, and I'll force him to give up 1 damage. Versus if I traded, he would have done 1 damage and killed my minion. This way, he does 2, but I did 1, so to speed things up, it's about the same ratio. Unless he gets that. Unless he gets that. That's pretty useless right now.
Reporting for
I guess. Not entirely, but. This is an obnoxious, repeatable quest that makes Murloc decks were always overpowered, annoying nonsense. This just makes him insane. And now he's just looking around from 1 to 1. He's trying to be obnoxious.
I wonder. Justice demands retribution.
Stop it, troll.
I wonder.
I can play this to delay him. No, I'm sure. Buy me time. That's really all I can do right now.
Move quickly. Job's done.
Someone like this who's just using obnoxious stuff that... They give this away in an event or something? Or you just save up the dust? Really, really dislike these legendary quests. They're obnoxious. You have to get a bunch of dust. They seem... well... You've got to be kidding me.
Let me think. Job's done. Thank you. By the holy light!
He can't even be a good sport about this. Alright.
Move quickly.
What a troll. Just gonna highlight stuff that's particularly annoying with someone with long COVID. But my brain has trouble filtering stuff out.
You are not part of their plan!
Do you think he's gonna toy with me? He easily had lethal there, and he's just nothing? Really?
I wonder. Job's done.
Alright, well, anyways, I'll take this moment to briefly chat here while I count down the last seconds till this guy ends this match. So, long COVID is a disease you get after coronavirus infection. I'm sure you know that at this point. If you don't, you've been burying your head in sand. There have been stories about it in NPR, PBS, CNN, NBC, ABC, 60 Minutes, everywhere, pretty much. Hundreds of articles about it. So, there's no excuse for anyone to not know about it. And it has affected huge numbers of people who are extremely healthy, like marathon runners who can't walk around the block anymore. And there's a myth that's been perpetuated that with long COVID, you just get better after a while. It's a myth. It's coronavirus. SARS-CoV-19 is essentially the same virus that caused SARS. It's very, very, very similar virus. And I'm not just some random saying this. I studied viruses in graduate school. Got a degree studying viruses. I know what I'm talking about. I mean, this is something that's all over the published, the journal publications. This is a well-known fact. It's not something I'm just saying it's some secret. people got long SARS because SARS caused the same thing. They called it long SARS, not very creatively, and now there's long COVID. They're both coronaviruses, and there presumably would have also been a long MERS. MERS was another pandemic between SARS and COVID. Same family virus. I think it was smaller than the SARS pandemic. Came out of the Middle East, Middle Eastern respiratory syndrome, but it's another coronavirus. Essentially the same virus. It's the third pandemic that's been caused by this virus. By far the worst. COVID. Anyways, people got long SARS and presumably also long MERS, but I know for sure I read articles about long SARS. 10 years later, some of them were still sick. Like, could be documented, and probably many of the rest. Now, some people do spontaneous recovery, but the statistics show the odds are usually low. If you get past 6 months, they're like 1% or 1 to 2%. It's centered around 1%. Some less than 1%. Different states estimate different per year. There have been states that falsely come much higher rates, but it was just that people stopped going to their doctors because the doctors could do nothing for them. That's not getting better. If you're getting discouraged with your doctors being useless and you stop going, that's not getting better. Any study that assumes that someone no longer going to the physician, and usually these are statistical studies, so these aren't like they collect a bunch of people and they bring them into a lab. No, these kind of statistical studies, they look at medical charts in a database. They never meet the patients, not once, who are part of the study. And they'll like usually send them, electronic consent, or they meet them once to get them to sign the consent forms. It depends, but sometimes people give their consent in advance for data to potentially be used for research studies. They may have people who aren't the researchers who go and get these consents. I've seen how some of this works, but anyways, so they might have like a junior lab assistant who goes into the doctor's office and has people sign paperwork, but the people who do most of the research will often never meet the people. I did statistical research like this myself, statistical clinical research, where I never met the patients. Now, admittedly, the patients were newborns, so they wouldn't have been able to say anything interesting anyways. This is back when I was healthy. But yes. So they do these statistical studies, and they just assume because they stopped seeing data on someone that they got better. No. Other studies that actually dug into that and went and got the data sets, because you're required to, when you're doing this kind of research, to make the data sets available to other researchers who ask for it, to prove you weren't falsifying, you weren't committing fraud, basically. Wait, it didn't even give me a count. I missed the countdown. Other researchers who dug into the data sets found that no, these people just stopped going to the doctor's office because they were discouraged. They were not healthier, so they were drastically overestimating. But this study, like, a lie can spread halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its shoes. I'm sure you've heard that saying. This study got reposted, cited in article after article, and somehow people just assume it's the truth. Because essentially because they want it to be.
Reporting for done.
Because it's a lie that may give some people hope, and other people just don't want the government to treat those with long COVID. They want to just tell them, oh, you'll get better if you wait long enough. No, you won't. And it's been 5 years now, almost. February. Okay, it'll be 5 years and like a month and a half that I've had long COVID. I've not gotten better. Now, part of this is reinfections, I'm sure. Maybe because coronavirus is everywhere. So, like, even if you would expect a higher rate of recovery from long COVID than this, even if, like, this long SARS data showed a higher rate of recovery or something, coronavirus has become it. endemic, meaning it's in the population. People get infected and reinfected and reinfected. And even because people are vaccinated, they often don't show symptoms, but with long COVID, it can refresh disease. It's already known that reinfection makes long COVID worse and longer lasting. That's known for absolute certain.
Reporting for duty. A good explorer comes prepared.
I need to focus playing here, but you know, part of why I do this YouTube thing is so that people will hopefully learn something, expand their views, push back against the ignorance and the fascism in the world. It may be naive to think I can ignorance if I try.
I wonder.
2/3 with charge, right? Why?
I must move quickly.
I guess I'll just take the stats. May even convince this person I'm actually playing a Murloc deck. Unlikely.
To battle.
If I attack the hero, he would just heal with the light steal, so I'll do this.
The light, but we fight.
He's a righteous protector. Don't love this situation.
I wonder.
Guess he's got to take care of this at some point.
I must move quickly.
The light dims, but we fight.
Let me think. Let me think. I must move quickly.
Are you kidding me? Another?
has disturbed the
Reporting for duty.
The menagerie is for guests only.
You know, 2 can play at that game, buddy.
sands of time!
To battle!
I must move quickly.
Reporting for duty.
I think I might have messed that up. Where are we? Could have taken down the courier with the big one, tapped the lifesteal, and used the lower. The play be a little either way, it doesn't matter. Actually, at all. So I couldn't even follow what's going on at the end there. Alright, well that's it with those quests, so... Let's wait to have that weekly quest off my roster. And then take a bit of a break. I wish you all the best. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves. Be always fun, guys. Starlito. Until next time, it's Northstar. Do. Best luck to you all.